Hey, something's got to give on Sunday. It's the 6-2 Miami Dolphins against the 6-2 Kansas City Chiefs. What a showdown it will be. But something's got to also give in our sub battle. Right now, we're losing to the Chiefs report, and I need your help to change that. We want to win on the field and in the sub battle. So if you haven't already, subscribe to Dolphins Today, your one-stop shop for daily Dolphins content, live videos, and of course, our live watch party. So subscribe today, and let's get it going. Today we're talking about what the next moves the Dolphins should make after the trade deadline. Let's do it on Dolphins Today. So it's a busy week in the National Football League. It's a busy week everywhere, right? We had Halloween. We turned the calendar into November. And oh, by the way, our Miami Dolphins are in Germany to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. So lots going on, and let's process it step by step, right? The trade deadline has passed, so what's next? We turn our attention to free agency, and we've talked a little bit about some potential free agents for the Dolphins to have their eyes on, but let's dive a little bit deeper, starting with some potential free agents on the offensive line. Because I'll say it once, I've said it a million times, I've read the comments. I know we are looking to bolster that offensive line. The injuries that have taken place on the offensive line are certainly no secret. This offensive line for the Miami Dolphins has been banged up. So who are some potential free agents to keep our eye on to potentially add a little bit of depth to the offensive line? I'll start with La'el Collins, who last played for the Cincinnati Bengals. And we told you a little bit about him the other day, but worth revisiting. Played at LSU. Very good size at 6'4", 315 pounds, and some decent stats from 2022. Only allowed the 5 sacks, and that's in a sample size of 951 snaps. So there's certainly some tread on the tire there, but you also like the experience that he has going for him. 5 sacks allowed, 8 penalties, and that Pro Football Focus grade of 73.5. And again, I've said it once, I've said it a million times, the Pro Football Focus grade isn't everything, just one more barometer to keep your eye on. So I like La'el Collins. Keep your eye on him. Now, to the defensive side of things, I've also read the comments that, hey, maybe this Dolphins defense could benefit from a few more pass rushers, and the back secondary has really been bolstered, of course, with the return of Jalen Ramsey and with Javon Holland coming back. That's really nice because speaking of Pro Football Focus, give Javon Holland a little shout out. He's the top graded safety. He missed that game against the New England Patriots last week because of the concussion he suffered against the Eagles, but it'll be great to have him back. But how about up front? Because there are some pretty recognizable names that are available in free agency, starting with Carlos Dunlap. Now, that's a guy that's had quite the NFL career and really put together an impressive resume. And you know what? If you watch that Netflix documentary, Swamp Kings, you know he played for Florida. But since coming into the league, he's had a very good career. And in 2022, he played all 17 games for the Chiefs. So obviously, when you're on a Super Bowl champion team, you're making an impact. That's a guy I have my eye on. But the question with Dunlap is how much gas is left in the tank. So take a look at the 2022 stats, 17 games played, and impressive with the 4 sacks. He's a guy that can add some depth to the pass rush, which has been a strength of this Miami Dolphins defense. So, a couple of names out there, offense, defense, a lot of different position groups that could benefit from perhaps a little bit of depth. So I leave it up to you. Be the GM with me for a second here. What position group should Miami address in free agency? And again, you got full reign. So I'm not saying you got to pick an offensive lineman, you got to pick a defensive. No, any position group, let me know in the comments what you think. All right, coming up, we're going to talk even more free agency because we've only delved into 2 different available free agents, and let me tell you, the list is long. So there's lots more to get into, but first I got to tell you about Game Time. proud presenting sponsor of today's Dolphins Today episode. And I love Game Time because I'm a guy that sometimes, who am I kidding? All the time I wait until the last minute, and sometimes it costs me, but it won't cost you with Game Time because that is the #1 ticket app for last-minute deals. It's a one-stop shop, the only app you'll need for tickets in the last minute. And you know what? Don't even just limit it to football, basketball, or sporting events. Great for concerts as well. And additionally, the app is super user-friendly. Just a couple of clicks, and you've got yourself tickets on the last minute with the lowest price guaranteed. And because you're a Dolphins fan, because you're a Dolphins Today subscriber, we've got a special deal for you. When you download the Game Time app, you get $20 off when you use that promo code FINSCHAT. We always make it easy on you, so I'm going to put it in the link of the description of this video. So it's download the Game Time app, use promo code FINSCHAT, PHINSCHAT, for that $20 off. Download the Game Time app. Terms do apply, but when you create a new account and use that promo code FINSCHAT, PHINSCHAT, you earn $20 off. Game Time is the last-minute deal ticket app for you. So download the Game Time app today and use that promo code FINSCHAT for $20 off. All right, now, a couple of offensive linemen, and again, I've seen the comments, and we know the injuries are there on the Dolphins' offensive line. Hopefully, Connor Williams is able to give it a go. Hopefully, Teron Armstead's coming back from IR. There's a lot of hopefullys, and you know what? A better way, or perhaps a good way to plan for hopefully, is to add a little bit of depth, right? So Ben Jones is a guy I have my eye on who last played for the Tennessee Titans, and his situation is a little bit peculiar because in 2022 he was selected to the Pro Bowl, but then he was cut by the Tennessee Titans. It was a move to free up a lot of cap space, and he is a guy that could perhaps be one of those depth players in the offensive line for the Miami Dolphins. Go all the way back to 2012. That's when he was a fourth-round pick in Houston. Played in Houston for 4 seasons before going to Tennessee, where he really had an impressive, sustained career over the course of 7 seasons. And like I mentioned, selected to the Pro Bowl in 2022, but then cut the following year because the Titans needed to free up some cap space. So again, he's one that you ask the question, is there any gas left in the tank? And, you know, it's one of those things that maybe you just take a flyer on the guy, sign him to a 1-year deal, that sort of thing, because obviously he's a free agent, he's available, and the resume, as the most recent season he played, he was a Pro Bowler. So it might be a low-risk, high-reward type of ordeal there. So I have my eye on Ben Jones as well. And lastly, got to flip back to the defensive side of the ball because Desmond King is an available cornerback that, again, has an impressive resume based on his history, but is without a team right now. So a guy to have your eye on. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, Jalen Ramsey is back. We hope to get Xavier Howard back here as well. And I think Vic Fangio likes the secondary that he's working with. But again, nothing wrong with adding a little bit of depth. Desmond King was a 5th-round pick out of Iowa by the Chargers. And he played 4 seasons for the Chargers before playing with the Titans and the Texans. And not only was he a Pro Bowler in 2018, but All-Pro as well. So the cream of the crop. But again, 2018, a little bit of time ago. But again, he's a free agent that could perhaps add some depth to the Dolphins secondary. So I ask you, be the general manager with me for a second here. Do the Dolphins make a free agent signing? It's real simple. Type Y for yes or N for no. Now, that was kind of my hot list, if you will. Call this a little bit of an honorable mention. Some other names that are out there. Jarvis Landry, last with the Saints. And I talked to our Saints Today host, Trace Gerard. I said, does he have any gas left in the tank? And he said, I don't know. Ooh. Just kidding. No, he said that perhaps, but he's been injury-prone his whole season. And I don't think the Dolphins are looking to add a wide receiver, given the move they made to bring in Chase Claypool. And you got River Craycraft coming off IR very soon as well. And Cedric Wilson, as well as Braxton Berrios, have both played pretty well this season. And, of course, Tyreek Hill, best wide receiver in the NFL, and Jalen Waddle right there with him. So that wide receiver room is in very good shape. Matt Ioannidis, a defensive lineman that, again, the defensive line, I really like what I've seen out of Christian Wilkins and Zach Sealer, so I don't know if you necessarily need to continue to add depth at that position, but a big name that's out there. Kenny Golladay, I'll level with you. His best days were in Detroit, the team that drafted him out of Northern Illinois. He kind of burst onto the scene early, and Detroit didn't want to pay the man. He said, I'll go get paid for the Giants, and the production then consequently just fell off. So Kenny Golladay, sorry, pal, you I don't think are really an appealing option. And again, the wide receiver position pretty well wrapped up for the Dolphins there. Casey Howard, cornerback that last played for the Falcons, and I'm sorry, Casey Hayward. My apologies. Rewind, right? Yes, Casey Hayward, a cornerback that the Dolphins could perhaps pursue. And Chandler Jones, if you're on Twitter, if you follow the news, you know he's kind of all over the place and had some interesting tweets earlier in the season. I think that's one that you keep at an arm's length. And actually, not even an arm's length. I think you stay far, 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 far away from Chandler Jones. But some big names nonetheless that are out there as we conclude with the trade deadline and move into perhaps free agency. So, looking forward to that, and of course, looking forward to another exciting watch party. I love them. You love them. We have a great time on Dolphins today, but here's what you need to write down. So if you're not paying attention, dial it in, because our watch party on Sunday is way earlier than normal. 8:30 a.m. I know the real ones will be up early as we look forward to watching the Dolphins and the Chiefs from Frankfurt, Germany. It's going to be electric. We've got some special things planned for you. So subscribe to the channel and make sure you're there for our Dolphins Today watch party, bright and early, first thing in the morning at 8:30 a.m. Because I know our Aqua Club members are going to be there. That's right. Shout out to the Aqua Club members, Chad Jones, Lord Buddy Bear, David Breakout, Mystical, Robert Fritz, and some of our newest members that just joined the Aqua Club, Gerald Stokes, Jason Newgle, Nicholas Dixon, and who will be next. We're always welcoming our Aqua Club members with open arms because you guys help support the show at the highest level of membership of Dolphins Today, the most prestigious level in the Aqua Club. So shout out to our Aqua Club. Shout out to producer Tex today on the ones and twos in the Chat Sports studio. Love you guys. Looking forward to that Dolphins Today watch party. And what a game we've got. Chiefs, Dolphins, 6-2, 6-2. Tua Tagovailoa against Patrick Mahomes. Mike McDaniel against Andy Reid. It's going to be electric, so make sure you join us and have a wonderful day, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Dolphins Today. We'll see you next time. See ya!